So we suck at picking, and I told you this was going to happen when we changed the way we did the Pail of Punishment.
I think once we find out who's good and who's not, then we'll be better.
You keep saying this. We're 3 weeks in, and once again, both of us are going to be having to do a punishment.
You said yourself, it's usually 3 or 4 weeks before we have any idea who's good.
And that's what made me nervous. And then
I think we're proving that.
There's still going to be some upsets.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm an amazing picker. Clearly, the numbers are showing that I'm not. But I like the long-term aspect of this. I do.
Do you?
Still do.
Keep saying, I don't.
Still do. I did do a lot of punishments last year, drawn out of the bucket still.
I don't. You percentage-wise now,
yeah,
we're 3 weeks in?
We're 3 weeks in.
And we're each having to do 2 punishments. So we are going to be drawing from the Pail of Punishment once again today.
Yeah, coming up.
I had to sniff pits last week. You had to eat the fridge mix-up.
So this week I picked Tampa Bay, by the way, who was playing Denver. And Denver had not looked very good to this point. Tampa Bay was 2-0. Should have known. Like, what's the chances Tampa Bay is going 3-0? Should have. So, but anyway, they got blown out.
Just so you know, I won my bet.
Did you bet against?
I bet Broncos 6.5 points.
To keep it within 6.5, not to win. You bet them to keep it within 6.5. You didn't think they're good enough to win it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, or else you'd have taken that money line and got paid bigger. So let's not talk like you know something I didn't know.
You're like, well, you got defensive there. Real quick. Hey, you knock it off.
You took them to lose by less than a touchdown.
Yes, I did.
Well, they won by way more than a touchdown even.
And I almost knew better than pick the Browns because it's bad juju on my part. And Watson and the offense was horrible.
I watched none of it.
I just would have. The Giants had looked so bad. And to be honest with you, they almost come back and won.
Yeah.
But they fumbled inside the 20.
Okay.
And that cost them being able to come back.
I was on the road all through most of the I got home to watch the Chiefs game, but I was driving. So I saw none of it. I did check my phone after I knew the noon games were completed and saw, oh, good, we both lost again. Yeah. Awesome.
So we'll be picking from the Pail of Punishment coming up at 8:30 this morning. We'll find out what punishment we shall be doing this Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
2 out of 3 weeks. 2 out of 3 weeks, Bobby.
Well, it's not called the Pail of Punishment for no reason, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think there's a whole lot of here, kind of.
Especially right now, and by actually a lot of the teams. I don't think any team is just – there's no team, at least right now, that you go, wow.
Nope, not
They're
one.
just outstanding.
Nope.
Now, I think there's a couple that have the potential to get there.
Maybe, but none of them really are blowing you away. Well, and the ones that are looking really good, I think you just don't trust it enough. Minnesota, for instance.
Right. I don't trust them yet.
You just don't trust. Yeah. If the Chiefs had looked like they're looking so far, everybody go, oh, wow. Okay. Or the 49ers had. You'd buy it more.
And see, the Chiefs.
New Orleans came back to earth.
Yeah.
Chiefs haven't really looked great. Defense has looked pretty good, which is what won for them last year, too. Atlanta, after watching Atlanta again, that first week was kind of a flub. They looked pretty good. They move football. They're pretty hard to beat, I think.
Yeah. I think Atlanta might be one of those teams that I think they're going to probably win their division.
And I
think they're a team that actually will be, if they're healthy anyway, pretty good at the end. It's always if they're healthy.
That's always a thing. I heard, I see. Miami put up 3 points with 2 out.
Yeah.
I heard it was pretty bad.
I almost picked, I don't think we knew, no,
Yeah, we knew he
I-
was out already.
Who,
Yeah.
were they playing again?
Seattle was who they
See, I almost picked them just because they were playing. And that's the thing about the Dolphins. Do you just tank the season now, or do you try to go get a quarterback? Otherwise, your backup is
I've heard
a
people
traveling
say they should.
wanderer team.
Heard people say they should go trade for the kid from Carolina that got benched. I don't know that that's really the answer, but I've heard people barking for the, talking heads on the sports stuff. I don't know that that's really a solution.
Yeah, the Seahawks beat on the Dolphins pretty hard.
So what happened with the Chargers yesterday? Did you get to watch that?
Yeah, I did. It was
Okay.
a noon game, and it was on TV.
It was on TV?
Yep,
Okay.
I watched it.
Did Herbert played, right?
Yep, until he got hurt.
Okay, he did.
Midway through the third quarter.
Okay.
Because he's got that high ankle sprain he's playing through, and he got it rolled up middle of the third or towards the end of the third.
Okay.
Probably mid the third quarter.
Yeah.
And came out, and he just couldn't continue.
Yeah.
And after that,
They're different.
they weren't quite the same.
Yeah.
What's he?
Who'd they stick?
No,
That was their backup.
no, it's another guy.
Mm.
It's a guy. I thought he was a backup for the Chiefs for a while.
Could be.
I can't remember his name right now. But he came in. He didn't look bad, actually. He didn't do anything to cost him the game, but all of a sudden the offensive line broke down because they had a couple of offensive linemen get hurt.
Oh, well, that hurts too,
they
yeah.
they sack after sack after sack after that. Seahawks won me money. I did bet on them.
Dolphins need help. Heineke?
Yes, Heineke, I think.
Hinkie was the Chiefs' backup for a long time. Heineke was in Washington, I think.
I don't know. He's a traveling guy that's been everywhere.
He got to start
Whoever-
in
whoever
Washington
the-
for quite a while. but-
Whoever the guy is that's there is a guy that's been there. He's been around the league forever. I
I think Hinkie may have. Am I saying his name right? I think he may have finally retired. You started to say something. Sorry.
don't know. How's everybody doing this morning? A good Monday? Hopefully so. Hope everybody having a good Monday. There's rain. What's up with that?
Henny was the one I'm thinking of. Chad
That's
Henne.
not.
Yeah,
it's
he,
not
he
him.
finally retired after they won. He won a Super Bowl, and he said, "All right, see you later." Is it going to do much? I kind of peeked out the window an hour ago, and it didn't look like it was doing a lot. Maybe some more stuff coming a little bit. So I went to St. Louis and went to a Cardinals game on Saturday.
Did you? Isn't this the final weekend?
That was their last home week. This is the final week.
Oh, this is the final week.
This is final week of baseball
Okay.
season. That was their last home stand.
Okay.
And it was Saturday when we left here. It was like rain across the entire state of Missouri. I was like, here we go. We're good. They're going to play it because they have no time to make these
Right.
up. Scheduled 6:00 game. I was like, watch, this is going to be like first pitch at 11:30 or something like that. But man, it didn't. It was beautiful. It was humid, but it was, thank God. I've been to those before, and it's like, all right, we got to keep kicking start time down the road
Because we have to
play this game, and it sucks.
Especially if it matters. They have to play it.
Didn't for the Cardinals. They're not going to be there, but played Cleveland. So it matters for Cleveland. They
Yep.
have to play it. Yeah. I thought what they always had Sunday. I'm like, well, then if they kick it to Sunday, but there were chances to rain Sunday too. And it was pouring when we woke up Sunday morning up there.
Well, that's cool. You got to go up there.
It was great. Yeah. That was the last trip of the year. My wife had bought me a ticket package for Christmas. So I made a lot of trips to St. Louis this year. It was fantastic. Too bad they're just a 500 team. It's a lot more fun in September when it's like there's a playoff push or you're there. It was still great. It was still fun, but are the Royals going to hang on?
I don't know.
Did they lose yesterday again?
I'm not for sure.
I know they were getting back. I listened to the Cards game on the way home, and
I know
Royals
they're
updates.
Definitely not winning the division.
No, that's pretty well locked
They
up.
are now tied with Detroit and 1 game ahead of Minnesota.
That was the deal that
Seattle 2 games.
Cardinals announcers kept saying, like, Detroit won't
Is
go
on
away.
Fire.
They won't go away.
Well, they're 7-3.
The Royals have not been great for the last.
Detroit 7-3 in the last 10 games. The Royals are 2-8,
Mm-hmm.
and Minnesota's 3-7.
Yeah.
And really, Baltimore's been 3-7, but nobody that was close. That's the thing is the Royals have got to win. They've got to end it strong, or they're going to be out.
Mm-hmm. They're in that. They're tied for that last wild card spot as we speak. 1 game up on Minnesota. Yeah, Detroit. How about Detroit? Which again, Kansas City. Nobody picked them to be where they are right this second, but still, you're there. You want to stay there. Cardinals took 2 out of 3 from Cleveland. Not that it matters that much for Kansas City at
And
this
they've
point,
got
but it
they've got
matters.
Washington and Atlanta.
Ooh. Washington's bad. Washington's not great.
So they got 3 games against Washington in Washington, and they got 3 games in Atlanta at Atlanta.
Problem is
Now-
Atlanta's fighting for a wild card spot too.
Okay, that's what I was wondering about.
Washington's out of it.
So if they can sweep, they need to sweep Washington to have a prayer.
Washington's a 69 win team. I say they're bad. They're not that bad. 69 and 87. I mean, they're to give you an idea. But Atlanta's 2 games back in the 2 games out of the wild card. So they're
going to play hard.
they're playing hard to
They'll
get
throw
in.
everything at it.
Anything they have, especially that last series of the year.
Yeah.
And the Royals will be too. Probably be fun games to watch.
Yeah.
Unless, the Royals just get lucky and they win a couple of games here and the Twins collapse and the Mariners kind of need to collapse too.
Yeah, those 2 teams need to.
That's a pretty tough final stretch.
And it's all away games.
I'd love to go out there. It is funny. It seems dumb to travel for a team that isn't even playing for anything. The Cards are going to Colorado. They're off today, but they're going to Colorado through the week. I was like, it'd be fun to go right now.
Yeah.
Right this time, it'd be
good.
fun to go see that. That's the next park I need to mark off the list. Just because it's awesome, I hear. Cool location, and it's drivable.
Well, now you got direct flights too.
True.
If you
True.
I don't know, you still have to rent a car, but I guess you can Uber
You just Uber.
wherever you want.
Sure,
to
there's
go,
hotels there near the ballpark,
as
and
long as you're just staying in the town.
that or
I bet.
Texas.
Then again, Ubering from that airport probably costs you a fortune.
Does it?
Well, that airport's 30 miles outside of the city.
Most of them are. I
if,
mean,
if not farther. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, a lot of them are.
It's not as bad as it was when they first built it.
Stuff has grown out that way.
The big warehouse type stuff, a lot of that type of business
Sure.
has moved out that direction.
Sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
Um,
I've been into so many cities that's like you're not even close to anything.
but that airport, when they first built it, there was nothing. Just a barren wasteland of nothing.
Yeah.
For 30 miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now there's at least stuff that have built up out that way.
That probably is an expensive Uber ride.
So
You can Uber it for $50 one way,
Well, I was
or
gonna
you
say,
can just
and
rent a car.
or it's probably, to be honest with you, if you're going into downtown or somewhere like that, it probably could be $50.
Yeah. Oh, it wouldn't be surprising at all. Yeah, it's probably just easier to rent a car for a
Just
couple of
rent a
days.
Probably cheaper in the long run.
Yeah, it would
And
be.
you can go wherever you want.
That's my only deal. Like, there are a few cities where it doesn't matter. If you take some sort of other transit, it's cool. You can do it, and you don't need a car. But most everywhere, I just don't like being without one.
Well, yeah, there's Chicago,
If you're
New York.
Chicago
those
would be
places,
one.
Just because you can hop on the trains.
New
and all
York
the
would
other
be
stuff.
one. because the trains and Chicago has a good, the L is good.
Yeah.
It's a good train system. You can get to most of the city.
And yeah, you have to make all the stops, but
Vegas, because most of what you're, unless you want to go sprawl out and see, but most of what you're going to is kind of and then you can Uber around.
Yep.
But a lot of the other ones, I mean, I'd be cool with going to some, like beach town and Uber into my thing and really not leaving and just drinking there and staying there the whole week. But most of the time, my wife and kids want to go do other stuff.
Yep.
Also, I got to tell you, sporting events, the production of them has gotten better and better and better over the years, obviously. My wife had never been to a night game, which is cool that she got to go. She's been to a ton. We've always went to day games, I guess. I didn't realize she'd never been to a night game. I've been to a ton of them.
just there's so many now.
Yeah. But we always went on weekends, and a lot of them were, Sundays are almost always,
Especially Sunday games or day games.
unless you have the Sunday night baseball
Unless
game.
you have a Sunday night baseball.
But I guess we've been on holidays, Memorial Day and things like that,
Those are
where they're
always-
day game.
Unless you have a TV thing or
Mhm.
something.
But anyway, the production, the Cardinals had a 1-run lead going into the ninth, and the closer comes in. And part of this is the LED lights. Because the old lights took forever to warm up. You can't just turn the lights out.
Right.
The new lights, all the lights die. And then all the video boards and stuff, there's fire and his name, Helsley, up there. And then they start playing Hell's Bells. Dong. I was like, this shit's really cool. They didn't used to be able to do this stuff,
Right.
It is really cool. If the lights went out during a game, it was a 40-minute delay.
Yeah. Because it took forever for him to warm back up.
Oh, yeah. I was at a game once and it wasn't all of them, just like one section quit working, and it does. I mean, you could tell, like, oh, it's darker out there. And they stopped things for a while to get those kicked back on just because one section of lights went off. Now, when somebody hits a homer, they're like flashing them and
Yeah.
stuff while they run the bases and stuff. It's a different thing.
So, the Pella punishment back and changed this year. And we've already each had to do a punishment.
We have.
We're 3 weeks in, and now we're having to do another one. 2 out of the 3 weeks. Our percentages are not great.
Not awesome.
Not loving this new fangled system we have, but
Yeah.
it's what you wanted.
Now, I want to say this, too. The punishments that each of us had to do individually, they are back in the pail.
They are back in the pail.
But for this week, we both have to do something. So if that gets drawn, that'll just get tossed back in, right? Because I've already done work for each mix-up. You've already done.
And we were going to
number.
do the same thing if we ever do that.
Mhm.
We should have had Jules back in here
That's
to
all right.
do the drawing.
You can do the drawing. It's all right.
I don't want to. I feel pressure now.
Do you want me to do it? It's
Then I
going to
don't
be.
know if I trust you.
It's pail of punishment. Believe me, if I could control it being something awesome, eat ice cream for the whole show, I would. But that isn't in that pail.
That's not.
no.
Oh, why didn't we
That
put
is
that in there?
Unfortunately, not in the pail.
Eat ice cream for the entire show.
Ice cream for breakfast. What a punishment.
It's-
It's not in there.
Oh,
So I assume if we draw,
I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's right. We said if we both lose the same week, we would just draw one, and then that would be done.
so we're both lost in the week. Knew it would happen eventually. Didn't know it'd be week 3, but here we are.
That's what I was afraid of, and that's why I didn't want to do this. But all right, I'll let you draw.
All right. Let's see what we
So
got
nervous. And then Thursday we'll be doing picks.
here. This one doesn't have any writing on the back of it, so it appears that we.
Thursday we'll make new teams. We'll pick more teams for week number 4 of who we think will win. And it's and we get to both start over.
We do. Yeah. All right, here we go. Punishment for this week. We will both be wearing Daisy Dukes
No.
while we make our picks. Wear Daisy Dukes is
We're
the
wearing
punishment.
Daisy Dukes.
Yep.
Ah.
We will be wearing Daisy Dukes, which makes me realize I'm going to have to find a pair of pants
Yeah.
that I can
We'll have to fashion our Daisy Dukes.
make into Daisy Dukes. So a pair of pants that I can sacrifice, if you will. Maybe I have an old pair of shorts already that I can cut and just make them obviously shorter.
We'll be showing some butt cheeks this Thursday. It's supposed to be cool. At least
Stop.
it's not like 20 degrees.
We're not outside. Let's. We're in a climate-controlled studio. I don't think that.
I guess we don't have to wear them all day.
No, I'm not going to sport them all
have
day.
to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, I don't think you have to do that. We will wear them, and we'll
During the
have them
show.
on the live broadcast and during the show. Or on the live stream, I should say,
Yeah.
so you can see them.
Yeah. Daisy Dukes. Do they have to be like really tight like hers were?
I don't have any pants that fit me like that. I don't. I don't think that's not. I think just short enough will be.
You don't have the backside.
I don't quite
that
have any
she-
butt
like-
huggers.
like she filled out.
Well, I don't have butt, so you can't really get a pair of pants that fit that tight to a flat butt.
Okay. Well, Daisy Dukes it is. That punishment and new picks will be coming on Thursday. We'll live stream.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be wearing them during the morning show. But then, yeah, from 8 to 9, you'll be able to live stream the Daisy Dukes. Now, normally it's not our full bodies, so we'll have to, I guess, show them off.
Yeah, we've got
If
extra
people would
cameras
like
here
to
and
see them.
stuff. Yeah, I think it'll be. We
Yeah.
can make it to where it's very obvious. We're wearing. We'll have a butt cam that day.
Is that okay? Yeah, well, I guess we do have a camera that can become the butt cam.
It's the butt cam.
Great. We're going to have a butt cam.
It still sucks. It looks like most of the road that they were working on the one side is finished. They just haven't opened it quite yet. I don't know. Sounds like we're going to get some of that treatment here. This is what Steve just made that sound like.
Not to that extent.
Not that one's like 15
lasted
miles.
years.
Yeah. It was a long
And it's
stretch.
forever.
It was a long.
And if you get behind somebody that's driving like below the whatever 50 miles an hour, it takes forever.
If you get behind somebody that's driving the 50 miles an hour, I'll be honest, the last multiple times, it's always a weekend. I've seen nobody out there. They're not putting in weekends on it for sure.
Now, the thing that sucks is if you don't understand what it's doing, and this happened to me, we were going to stop at the.
You get in that left lane.
And then all of a sudden there was all this traffic, and then it was like split.
Yep.
And then we're going left, and then it's like, well, that was our exit
Yeah, you're not stopping.
that we were
now.
stopping at.
Yeah. I would just say stay on the right side. I also hate being put on the other side of the road when now there's 3 lanes of traffic and there's just too many idiots and there's two lanes of them coming right at me. If anything happens, there's nowhere for you to go.
Right.
Zero. No, I don't love that. Most of it's just sticks in between you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Well, 30th anniversary of Friends.
I think my wife brought this up to me yesterday.
The series premiered September 22nd, so
Yep.
yesterday.
Yep, that's why.
1994. It lasted for 10 seasons.
I wouldn't have guessed it started that early in 94. I didn't know.
If you're into astrology, again, People Magazine put together your traits to your zodiac sign. What character you would be?
I can't wait.
What's your?
I never remember. I always have to look it up. I don't know.
You don't know,
No, because that's how much it matters to me, really.
and it's not in order.
Of course, it's not. I always have to look this up.
Look it up.
Taurus, maybe.
I'm not happy with mine. You're an
Mine's a-
Aquarius, Anna? Aquarius. You would be Phoebe. According to this, you would be Phoebe.
I think it's so funny when I get that look from people like you. It's like you don't even like.
I know
It's not my
mine.
social security number. It doesn't matter to me. But I am a Virgo, if that matters.
Oh, Virgo. You would be Monica.
It doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem like.
It doesn't seem like. I don't know if I like mine.
What's yours?
I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
I'm Gunther.
The coffee shop guy?
Yeah, the Central Park worker that had the crush on Rachel
Okay.
and never got with Rachel.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I'm Gunther. I don't want to be Gunther.
Nobody wants to be Gunther.
I don't want to be Gunther.
Nobody wants to be named Gunther. Why Monica? Why am I...
It does not say.
Oh, it just says here's who
Monica.
you are. This is why I never put a lot of stock into these things, I guess.
But it had 12 characters. It's got 12 different characters. Some of them are like, Monica's older boyfriend played by Tom Selleck.
Uh-huh.
He's in there.
He was on there for a while, it seemed like.
Yeah,
Tom
that's
Selleck.
Pisces. Paul Rudd's character, who eventually married Phoebe.
Yeah,
So hopefully not spoiling that for anybody.
I
I didn't realize that. I'd never made it
I knew
that
he was
far.
on there for a while.
He's the Leo. Leos are apparently him.
Okay.
Gunther.
Gunther.
Oh, the one with the bad, super annoying laugh?
The girlfriend that had the bad, super annoying laugh?
Yep.
Yep.
That kept popping in and out of Chandler's
Janice, I believe,
life.
was
Janice,
her name.
very good.
I've had to watch a lot of Friends.
Sagittarius.
When is a Sagittarius born? You don't have that information.
Huh?
When's a Sagittarius born? You don't.
Oh, I don't.
see
I know
that.
mine.
You know yours, yeah. Nah.
I'm a Scorpio.
I don't even know mine. That's how bad it is. I
don't know any of the other ones.
Me neither. None.
Monica, yes, you're Virgo, right? Isn't that what you said? No, Aquarius. No. He's
I'm
Bobby
Monica.
is a Monica. I am Monica.
I am. Get it right. I am Monica.
You are Phoebe, Anna. Phoebe, according to this.
Okay.
Okay. Best cover songs by rock bands?
Okay. Like I was reading the 2000s pop culture stuff.
Yeah, I figured we could do that a little bit beforehand, some of the stuff.
Okay.
AC/DC's Baby Please Don't Go by Joe Williams Washboard Blues Singers. AC/DC covered that. Come Together by the Beatles was done by Aerosmith.
Yep.
The Cure, Boys Don't Cry, Blink-182.
Uh-huh. It's funny when you sometimes see these and you're like, I only know the cover version.
Def Leppard's Rock On,
Mm-hmm.
of course, originally done by David Essex.
Mm-hmm.
Disturbed Sound of Silence, originally by Simon and Garfunkel.
Mm-hmm. I didn't remember Korn had done another Brick in the Wall.
They did. I'll be honest. I'm a Korn fan.
I didn't like that.
It was,
I don't remember it.
It was not good.
Now, Hailstorm, they've got here listed as White Snake's Still of the Night. You could put about 4. They used to do cover albums.
That was actually pretty good.
They've done several that actually are pretty good. Various pop songs and rock songs. And
These can't be in order.
Like best and stuff.
Yeah, because Van Halen was 19 with You Really Got Me.
No, this said made a list of best covers.
I'm sorry, but 19 for Van Halen? That's tragedy. Travesty, I say. That was massive. And they're known, I mean.
Being big doesn't mean it's the best.
I think it's still the best.
See, like the Van Halen version is just what I know. You know what I mean?
That's how most people know.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Some of these you look at, it's like, okay. But I really just know the one.
Marilyn Manson, I thought, did a great
like Man Who Sold the
Sweet
World.
Dreams.
Man Who Sold. I know the Nirvana version. I don't know the David Bowie version. Yes, I actually think the Marilyn Manson Sweet Dreams was really cool.
He made it a very cool version. I mean, it was a good song anyway, and then he made it a really, really cool version.
I kind of forgot about the Smashing Pumpkins landslide thing.
And most people know Higher Ground as the Chili Peppers, but originally done by Stevie Wonder.
I really like the Chili Peppers version of Higher Ground. It's good.
There's a few that you could probably go, did you know that that's a remake? And most people would go, no. And I think that is one of them, the Chili Peppers Higher Ground.
So there's a ton of other songs that aren't on this list that I think you could say that about, where people don't know it's a cover. And sometimes that's because it wasn't a big song to begin with.
Right.
And somebody took it, redone it, made it a huge song. We were at the ballpark on Saturday, the 21st of September, and they played Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like, not overdid it, but multiple times. Do you remember the 21st night of September?
Yeah.
Like, well, if you're gonna play it, today is the day,
and we're gonna get our money.
We're gonna get. Yep. Yeah.
minute here.
Okay.
Oh, man.
While I was gone, my daughter watched first original Beetlejuice, and well, both of them, and then they went and watched new Beetlejuice. To which my youngest daughter was like, whatever, don't care.
Was not impressed.
Nope, but I guess
With either one of them?
yeah,
She's a little
she's young. I think she's too young for
She's
it.
too young to get some of the stuff that you need to get.
Uh-huh. The older daughter, she really liked them. She enjoyed them.
And I've heard the second one, you don't have to watch the first one. It probably helps in some spots, but you don't. They made it where you didn't have to.
Nat said she's
BuzzFeed just put out a list of 25 interesting facts about 2000s pop culture. And some of them I had no idea.
Yeah.
And they're quite interesting. Start off with YouTube. YouTube was actually meant as a video dating site when it launched in 2005. That's how it started. It was going to be a video dating site.
But then it just became what? Just a lot of cats and people doing other things, and it's like
And now they've got the NFL Sunday Ticket.
yeah, it did become something they never even dreamed of. But even for the last 20 years before they branched out into that sort of thing, it's like, I mean, it's not even close to that, I suppose. That's weird.
But when they started it, that's what they wanted it to be. Mark Ruffalo almost dropped out of the movie 13 Going on 30 because he had a hard time during rehearsals for the Thriller dance scene that's in that movie. I can't do it. I can't get it.
I quit.
I quit.
I mean, I've heard people quitting for much more ridiculous reasons.
I almost now want to go back and watch that scene alone just to see him dance in it, just to see, is it awful? Did he nail it, or?
I've never seen that movie. I have no idea. I'm not familiar. When you say Mark Ruffalo, I just assumed we were talking about the Hulk, but I guess not.
No, he did stuff before that.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of superheroes, though, fans thought Heath Ledger originally was a terrible choice to play the Joker in The Dark Knight. It's a lot like how a lot of people thought Michael Keaton was an awful choice to play Batman in 1989. I think both of them worked out pretty good.
I do kind of vaguely remember that, it's going to be Heath Ledger as the Joker, and that's, at the time, he hadn't done anything seemingly close to that. He was just, he was a young guy, good-looking dude that had played roles, I don't know, nothing like that, nothing dark like
A
that.
Knight's Tale.
He'd done A Knight's Tale.
And 10 Things.
Yes, that too.
Something about the 10.
I Hate About You, I think. 10
Something.
Things I Hate. That was him.
Yeah.
And then you're like, holy smokes.
Oh, it was good.
It's probably, I think still to this day, my favorite, version of a character from any of the superhero movies. He's amazing in it.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Scottish actor Doug Ray Scott was originally cast to do the Wolverine in X-Men, but he backed out. Then they offered it to Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe turned it down, thankfully, because I don't see him as a even back in his in shape days. I don't think would have made a good Wolverine.
God, and if you see him now, Russ he wouldn't have been able to continue to play Wolverine.
No, definitely not. But he did recommend Hugh Jackman, who ended up getting the job, and man, that was a good choice.
I know another Australian guy that you guys should take a look into here. I don't think I knew who Hugh Jackman was before he was Wolverine. I don't know when the X-Men movie came out, but I'm sure Russell Crowe had some pretty big stuff going on at that time too, right?
Yes.
It came out.
Well, I think because of Gladiator and a bunch of that stuff, he was in shape. That's probably why they were thinking about it. But I just don't see him as Wolverine. I think they make the right. Sometimes it works out.
It does, yeah.
Amy Winehouse was tapped to sing the theme song to the 2008 James Bond flick, Quantum of the Solace.
Oh, yeah.
Solace?
Quantum of Solace, yeah.
But she was a wreck by that point. Drugs had really taken hold.
What year?
2008.
Oh, okay.
Jack White was brought in last minute to record Another Way to Die with Alicia Keys.
I'm sure I've heard it, but I don't know it right off. Yeah, Amy was in pretty bad shape there for a long time.
And Queer Eye for a Straight Guy
It was a phenomenon.
was born when creators saw a wife berating her husband because he did not dress well enough and he did not dress like the three nearby gay men. How dare you not look like them? And
Really?
just berating him for it. And the creator was like, show idea.
I've got an idea.
We'll take.
I've never seen that in public where a woman was berating her husband. I mean, good on him that he saw it and he was like, this could be a whole show.
Yeah.
And it worked out well for him. I've never seen anybody go, why don't you dress like our three gay neighbors?
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen that. But hey, whatever. He must have been really sloppy put together, though. Do you think he just looked like us?
Yeah.
I bet he did
That's
too.
what I'm thinking.
Like I said, really sloppily put together.
Here's Rich Glitter.
This is not headline news. Today is Redhead Appreciation Day. I've always wondered, if you happen to dye your hair red, does that make you transgingered? The Matlock reboot debuted last night on CBS. Fans of the original would be excited if it weren't for the fact that all of them died about 20 years ago. Microsoft will reopen 3 Mile Island to power AI technology. Locals give the decision 3 thumbs up. Bruce Springsteen turns 75 today. He releases a new single, Born to Mall Walk. And Joan Jett turned 66 yesterday, which explains her new song, I Love Yacht Rock and Roll. This is not headline news.
Knock that out. Ryan. I have to look it up because I'll tell you.
BJ and the Bear.
No. We need a BJ.
Damn it. Where's the BJ and the Bear reboot?
I want to go. I want to watch that so bad, but nowhere showing it for free. Everybody talks about it. You can stream whatever. No,
You can't.
You effing can't.
No, because
I want to watch WKRP. The
WKRP
other day,
is
I
the
was
big
like,
one.
you know what would be kind of cool? The old Miami Vice TV show.
Can't watch that anywhere?
No.
Really? I figured somebody had it.
Everything I like just spur of the moment. I just want to put that on and remember.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, can't watch it. It's not available.
I do that quite often, like who's streaming or where can I watch this for movies and things.
Clue.
Okay. Like
Board game?
Yeah.
Which they'd already made one.
I thought that was a movie. Was it a TV show?
It's a movie.
Okay.
These are movies.
Okay.
But Clue,
Mm-hmm.
it's in development.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it's actually going to make
Sure.
its way to fruition.
A million scripts get left behind.
Pre-production is boy band. No word on what that's going to be. But he's in that. And I think it's probably just becoming a boy band.
Yeah, sure. Sounds like it.
And then he's going to play, there's a post-production Mayday, where a lieutenant reconnaissance mission over Soviet territory goes awry, forcing him to crash land and survive in the Russian wilderness and avoid being captured.
Yeah, they made that movie once.
Uh-huh. Behind Enemy Lines.
Behind Enemy Lines, yes. Which was a good movie.
Uh-huh.
I like that
so
one.
it sounds very similar.
Sounds similar.
And then this one, Dragon's Lair, the movie. It's in development. Now, if you don't know,
I don't.
Dirk the Daring, a knight who sets out to rescue Princess Daphne from the evil dragon Singe and the wizard named Mordok. It's a video game.
Is it?
That was the crazy. I've shown you this video game before.
I've clearly committed it to memory here.
The graphics were so far beyond anything you'd ever seen before.
Was it a computer game?
No, it was. You could go play it at. Go.
What was the name of
Dragon's Lair?
The Dragon's Lair.
A Dragon's Lair.
Oh, a Dragon's Lair.
Or the Dragon's Lair, or something like that.
Video game. Dragon's Lair, I think, is just what we're looking for.
I'm sure there's videos. Yep, 1983 video game.
Oh, yeah, you did show me this before. Yeah. It was almost like they just animated part of it, like...
Yes, and then there was part you just watched, and then you played a few scenes. But the graphics were... For 1983, it was so far...
That just looks like the Disney movies I grew up watching and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, he's making a movie.
Okay.
With this whole thing.
Dragon's Lair, the movie.
Like, that was the scene. I mean, the scenes... Do they have a video of?
We've watched one before, I remember. Playthrough. That's probably what we're looking for here. Here we go. Why don't we need to see about contacting these people?
Who, what people?
Oh, the ad that just ran.
What was it?
No, I'll tell you, man.
I'll be curious to see how it does. A Dragon's Lair. I'm not mad at you. And
Of course
WKRP needs to be.
Should be somewhere. Our only guess is just that they can't get whoever owns it now to do it, or it's something along those lines. It's WKRP.
Yeah.
It's something about
Can't watch WKRP. Can't watch Miami Vice. You can't. I had a whole list of things I was like, oh, what about this? Nope. What about this? Nope. What about this? Nope.
So, like Miami Vice, you can rent it. I'm guessing
buy it for $2 an episode.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? It was only on for 5 seasons. Guess I would have guessed a little longer than that.
I would have guessed longer just because of. I mean, they made a movie out of it and some other stuff. It just had that. It probably the reason why is because of money. It probably got too expensive to make.
Started in '84, was on for 5 seasons, so made it through the '80s pretty well, and then it was done.
Or it could have been just the time. I mean, that was a big hot thing, the drug smuggling in
True.
Florida.
For that time, yeah.
And might have been you can only show so many times that happening before you gotta
Same
Okay.
show every week.
more drug smuggling.
Most of the old
with
ones.
boats.
Most of the old ones were the same show all the time.
Oh, here we go. More smuggling with boats.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of times there was a running.
We're trying to catch the guy.
I think ultimately there was like, or
We always get close, but we never quite get the guy.
But once again, I can't watch it to see. Well, you guys, everybody have a great day, wonderful day. Start your week off. Hopefully, definitely fall like today. I do know that much.
Take care. See you later.
All right. Yep. Can't wait. Daisy Dukes. Here we come.